Close Up is brought to you by the Kia Sorento R, redefining the power of Kia.
Hekia Parata, the Education Minister, says class sizes will go up, but no need to worry, the quality of teachers will be better. Sounds like the holy grail of education, doesn't it? So how are schools going to achieve the quality that parents and students want? And what is quality education? Pure academic achievement or life lessons?
What makes a good education? Good teachers.
The right curriculum.
Small class sizes.
And the right funding.
Lots of one-on-one time.
Not being spoon-fed. Good basics, I suppose.
Good maths.
Coloured pencils.
Good English.
Friends.
Good communication. It's a massive thing between families as well.
Building up a really good rapport with the kids.
Strict teachers are always good.
Strict teachers are always good.
Yeah.
Getting enough attention for each kid in the class, which bigger classes is not going to achieve. It's just going to make it worse.
Well, that was some of your thoughts. So what do the experts say? I'm joined now from Nelson by Paul Drummond, President of the Principals Association. Here in the studio, education consultant Dr John Langley. John, look, they've had a lot of trouble selling this policy. It's been a disaster this week. What is going to give my kids a better education?
Look, there are a range of things that we know cause higher student achievement. And at the top end of that is the quality of teachers, the quality of principals, and the way in which teachers and principals operate. Somewhere down the scale are things like class size and other things. Now, that is not to say that class size is not important, but what I think we should be doing is looking at all of the levers that we have at our disposal and working out which ones we have to pull and how.
Paul Drummond, look, you do this for a living, you teach. Is it the quality of the teachers, more than anything else, that's important?
I absolutely agree with John. Of course it's the quality of teachers. And we're very fortunate in our country that we have a world-class teaching force that brings world-class rankings in achievement. What I would dispute is that we have to have some mutually exclusive situation where if we have quality teaching, we must therefore be able to have increased class sizes. I think that trade-off is flawed.
Is it a trade-off, John Langley?
Well, it could well be. I mean, there's a certain amount of resource to go round, and I think at the end of the day, what should happen now is that we should look at all of the issues that relate to student achievement and actually engage the sector in a discussion around how we resource what. Because at the moment, the class size thing has dominated the discussion. But actually it shouldn't. It should be one of a whole range of things.
You heard Paul Drummond there. Are our teachers up to par? Do we have world-class teachers in this country?
We have some of the very best teachers in the world. We have some teachers who perform very well, but we have some teachers who are not performing that well.
Hang on. I'm sorry, we just had the two. I know it's difficult with this link. So, Paul Drummond, you believe we do have world-class teachers, but look, all of us, in our own school days, you always know, there'd be the odd dud there on the staff, or a teacher who is past it or not up to it. How do you get those people out of the system?
Well, I mean, let's just, first of all, just concentrate on the fact that we do have most of our teachers doing the right thing. We have systems of appraisal and professional development in our schools that move and grow our teachers. And so that's the important part. Where we have teachers that are ineffective, there are systems in place within the collective, within the Teachers' Council, that can actually move those teachers out.
John Langley, do you believe those measures are effective in culling out
Not entirely.
The bad teachers?
Not entirely. I think it's very difficult at the moment for principals and for schools often to get rid of teachers who are not performing well. But I think there are two ends to this. One is to acknowledge and incentivise those teachers who are performing well, but to be a bit courageous about the teachers who are not and deal with that. But it is difficult, and many principals, I think, are afraid of confronting that.
Paul Drummond?
Look, I have no problem, and no one, and no principal in the country wants to see poor teachers in front of our children. But first of all, I need to state quite clearly that most of our teachers are doing excellent work. Where we need to move teachers out, we are working with the Teachers' Council. I know that there's work that can be done there to help with that, and same with, there are procedures with the collective to make that happen. But I think it would be unfair to spend and dwell on the fact that we have poor teachers in classrooms when the large majority of our working force are excellent, and that's what's bringing us these world-class results that we can be proud of.
Well, they're not all world-class, are they? Because we have this tale of, what, of 20%, Paul Drummond, of kids who are failing. What do we do about that?
Well, look, and we're ambitious, along with the government, to move that group, and we know that that group is disproportionately Māori and Pacifica. So, yes, there's work to be done there. And we know from the research that, in fact, those very groups are the very ones that will benefit from smaller classrooms.
See, isn't that a point?
That's why this policy is, in a sense, a contradiction, because that, in fact, bigger classes are going to disadvantage that group.
Doesn't he have a point there, John Langley? For those at-risk kids, a larger class are going to get lost.
If I had a choice of putting choice of putting my child into a class with a poor teacher with 20 kids, or into a class of 30 kids with a good teacher, I'd go for the latter. It's as simple as that.
Ideally, that's what all New Zealanders know. That's right. What parents know. That's what the profession know. It's even what the Prime Minister knows when he said that he sent his kids to a school that had small classes, and so that enabled a connection with the teacher.
Well, listen, we all know what we want. It's a question of how we're going to get there. Paul Drummond, John Langley, thank you both for your time tonight.